Hi everybody, this is Gary Fong, and I am going to be shooting today with the tried and true 85mm f1.2 Canon, which is something that I've used for pretty much as long as I remember, and the new Sony G Master 85mm f1.4. Now this is the new contender on the block. What makes the G Master different is that it has a bokeh that is circular blade, nine blade circular aperture, which I'll show you the impact of that. This thing was actually designed with the bokeh in mind, bokeh being what it looks like in the out of focus portions of the camera. Now, these lenses are really big, and the reason they're so big and the fronts are so huge is because of that 85 1.2 or 1.4. It's a big difference between 1.4, 1.2, or f2.0. Like a 1.8 lens would be much smaller and much less quality. It's very hard to build a piece of glass this large, and I'm going to show you why it's important to have wide open apertures. If you want to do portraiture and have that really cool out of focus background look so that your subject is very carved out and very much in focus, then you'll want to use one of these. These are really great for portraiture with a high impact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one shot with each of these, and then I'm going to upload the images so that you can download them. And you can compare them for sharpness. These are both full frame cameras. This is the Sony A7R II. This is the Canon EOS 5D Mark II. So I'm going to shoot with the Canon 85 f1.2. Now this is a very standard professional lens for the portrait photographer, portrait wedding photographer, probably about 10 years now, because it's a very clean piece of glass, but it was revolutionary at its time because it was f1.2. This is something we relied on for a really long time, and I'll show you why. It blurs out the background, so if you want to do portraiture where your subject is high impact but has a blurry background, you would want to have a lens like this. So let's go ahead and do, yeah, go back. That's fine. Good. Okay. And do another one. Okay. So now this is the G Master, and what the G Master has that's really kind of cool on the Sony is it has a smooth aperture ring. So if I'm doing cinema, I can change the aperture from 16 to 1.4 just like that. And what I like about this is if you look down on the bottom left, where you see f1.4, and you'll see that it's changing now to f16. This is almost like a class in photography, because it shows you what happens when we change apertures. And this is, say f1.4 to f2.0. Right here, see this? Look right here. 1.4 to 2.0. Look at the difference. It does blur out the background even more. Now, I want you to look at these dots right about here, okay? See that? Or my finger's pinching right there? Okay, now watch. Actually, you know what? Let me close this down so you can see it. Now, I'd like you to look right here, right where my finger's pinching, okay? Now, look at those highlights there and watch how they turn into circles. That is from a circular aperture. And that's because this lens was designed for what they call bokeh. Bokeh gives you that very beautiful ability to blur out the background and make it look watercolory. Now, so I'm on the A7R II, and what's also really nice about the Sony system is that I have eye autofocus. And eye autofocus is really important when you're shooting a lens that has such a shallow depth of field, because if I get it slightly out of focus at this close, the nose could be in focus, the eyes could be out. What's neat about the Sonys is that I can do a thing called Eye AF, and I press this button right here. You see that? And a little green dot went over the eye. That green dot will then tell you exactly, tell the camera where her eyeball is, and so when I shoot, that shot will be precisely in focus. So we'll do one here like that, and then I'll just go ahead and do something more normal like f4. And same thing here, and you'll see that it's, it gets a lot more busy. Now you got a car in the background, but look for the circles that are right there. Okay, so let's just watch that little area there, and they become really nice balls. This is a unique characteristic of the G Master lenses, and what they did is Sony created a computer was a virtual simulator so that they could simulate the effects of changing lens design on bokeh. In the old days, when they used to design lenses, they would have to grind a new piece of glass and multi-coat it and then, you know, stick it on and go, that one could have been better. And that's why you didn't have really cool ability to change. But now that they have these virtual simulators for lens designs, they could make a whole bunch of different changes to the lenses without having to actually manufacture and coat a lens and stick it onto a test lens. So that is the advantage. So we'll just do one more shot here, and perfect. Okay.